Oh, how you all doing out there? We weren't playing with those or anything.
No.
Welcome to Crazy Kiss Countdown. We are the Nealeigh family. I'm Dad.
I'm Sam.
I'm Manjin.
And I'm Luke.
And each week we're going to take an album from the band Kiss and tell you how we scored the songs on it. One at a time. Slowly. Painfully. We're going to do it. But first, since this is our first episode, I'm going to do a little biography on all of these people here so you know a little bit. We won't do this every time, but this time we will. Over here, we have the one and only Luke. He plays guitar in a rock band called Right Way to Nowhere. Here's a little clip. Be sure to check them out on Facebook and YouTube, correct?
Yep.
Next to him is Majenica. She also plays in the band Right Way to Nowhere, only she's the drummer. Here's a clip of her playing the drums and smiling at the camera. Hopefully I have a clip like that. She was once, when she was younger, in a Kiss tribute band of young kids. She played the drums for that too, so let's take a look at that. There it is. Isn't that amazing? Over here we've got Sam. He plays in a band called Four Swords. They do instrumental rock versions of video game songs, believe it or not. A lot of Legend of Zelda stuff. You can check them out on YouTube and Facebook as well. Hopefully there is a link showing on the screen right now. He also was in the Kiss tribute band back when he was way little. I don't know if you can see that little shirt hanging there, but that was his shirt, believe it or not, that he wore when he was in that band.
Before he got fat.
Before he got fat. And then here's a clip of him not fat. Alrighty, here in this first episode we are going to do this album called Unmasked.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite. Actually, this is some people's favorite album that Kiss did. It came out in 1980 on May 29th. I was but 13 years old. How old were you guys in 1980?
I was about negative 18.
Negative 11.
3. I was in 3.
Don't listen to anything she says. This was put out by Casablanca, and it was produced by the one and only Vinny Poncia.
And Peter didn't actually play on this album at all. It was the session drummer named Anton Fig who played every single song. You'll notice too, Peter doesn't sing any of the songs on this album, which was unusual for a Kiss album. But even for the tour, Peter was fired from the band when they were recording this album. So when they went out on tour, they thought, we have to get a new drummer. Enter Eric Carr, who was their drummer for a long time. The Unmasked tour was the first thing he ever did with Kiss.
Many also complained that the album's title was very misleading, since Kiss didn't really have any intentions of unmasking at this point. And people also complained about the album cover being inappropriate for a rock band, you know, being a comic book and such.
Why did they call it Unmasked if they weren't going to unmask?
I don't have the slightest idea.
But you know, although not so much in the U.S., they were actually huge in Europe and Australia with this tour. Unmasked actually got all the way up to #1 in the New Zealand charts and also number 35 on the U.S. charts.
So how did you guys feel about this album, listening to it? What did you think?
I thought it was all right. The production was weird. You know, everything felt a little, I don't know, they say slick. I'm not really sure how that works in, but it's very disco, obviously, which is, it's easy to see why people were a little like, well, what is this?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, it's definitely not the worst they've done. I mean, there are songs that aren't that bad on it. It's just, it's really upbeat, it's really happy, it's disco-y, like he said. It just kind of turns me off a little more than some of their other albums do.
Yeah, and this was the same year that AC/DC's Back in Black came out. So this was compared to that.
Yeah, it's really
you know,
light.
really dark, heavy, serious albums like AC/DC and you know, Tiny Tim were putting out at that time. This was kind of happy.
Dark and heavy, Tiny Tim.
Dark and heavy, Tiny Tim, through the dead tulips.
Exactly.
So, when I bought this album, when I was 13 years old, I got it. I was really, really, really anticipating it. All the articles that I had read about it, it was going to be so absolutely fantastically awesome. Here's the actual album that I bought. One of the few that has survived a basement flood that we had years ago. But when I heard it for the first time, that was it for me. It was no more Kiss. I'm done with them. It wasn't until I was an adult that I came back and started listening to them again. But now, being a music teacher, as I am, this album has some variety to it that I like. So I like to listen to Kiss albums on random play, and so this one fits right in there to give me something different to listen to. So don't mind it at all these days.
Oh, you know what else is really good about this album I almost forgot about is all the Ace songs. The Ace songs on this are top notch.
I agree, actually. I like the Ace songs a lot.
Except Talk to Me.
I like that song.
I love that
I
song.
really dislike that.
Come over here so I can kick you.
You don't like people to talk to you? Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
What do you think, man, Jim?
I actually really liked like every single song on this album. Like,
Except Talk to Me.
no, I like Talk to Me.
It's like the best thing ever.
It's not the well.
It's not the best thing.
Like, I understand where people's coming from when they say that it wasn't the same as the other ones, which I agree with. And I'm glad that they didn't really continue going in this weird, disco-y, direction. But I actually really, really enjoyed this album.
Kind of neat though, because how many years ago was 1980? And still have people talking about your album, good or bad.
That's true.
And here we are.
Definitely made an impression.
So we listened to all these songs and we rated them from the best to the worst, and then we tallied up all of our scores, and this is how it came out. Sam.
In third place is What Makes the World Go Round. It was written by Paul Stanley and Vincent Poncia. Our score was 31 out of 50. The lead singer was Paul Stanley. Some call this I Was Made for Loving You Part 2. I guess they think it sounds similar, which I can see where they're coming from. The highest rating was given by Savannah at number 1.
Which is Luke's girlfriend, Savannah. She helped us by being one of the voters.
The lowest rating, though, was actually given by me, who put it at number 8.
So 11 songs on the album, and Sam, you thought this song was the 8th best. How come?
Just not a huge fan of it. The chorus is just, I don't know.
It is catchy though.
It's catchy, but
Didn't have enough Tiny Tim on it.
yeah, I just like a lot of the others better.
Alrighty. That was our third place. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to keep track of all these places every time we do that. So we're going to, since that song was written and sung by Paul, we're going to give Paul a third place sticker on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, second place. The song that we thought was the second best on the album. Can you guess what it is? Can you? Can you? No, you can't. It's Naked City. That one was written by Gene Simmons, Robert Kulick, Pepe Castro, and Vincent Poncia. We scored this song a 35 out of a possible 50. Obviously, it was written and sang by Gene Simmons. Some people have said that Naked City is the best song that Gene Simmons ever did on any album.
I'm not quite sure I agree.
No.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm with that either, but it has a really cool bass line, and I like bass guitar stuff.
That's true.
I was the highest rating on this. I gave it a 2 out of 11, and you'll never guess who gave it the lowest rating. Sam, who thought it was the 6th best. So we're going to give Gene Simmons a second place sticker on the board. All right, it is time for the first place song on this album. See if you can guess what it is. Yep, got it.
Wait, what?
You
Wait,
didn't know what song that was?
do it again. I'm not sure. I'm an Animal off Sonic Boom.
He's right, folks. I don't know how he did it. He guessed, but no.
Paul was even,
Really?
depressed
You
and
killed him.
pissed that.
Can you guess what our first place song was? It was Shandy.
Yay!
Written by
Shandy.
Paul Stanley and Vinny Poncia.